Hello students, I'm Mrs. L. Karthiani, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of English, Almegapani Underwood Arts College for Women, Parani. And in today's class, we are going to see about ballad. So, ballad, what is the origin of ballad, how it was originated, and what are all the characteristic features of ballad? That's what we are going to see in this class. Coming to the origin of ballad, ballad is nothing but a kind of literature passed from centuries. It is the oral tradition. According to the oral tradition, it's a kind of literature passed by words coming out of mouth. Mostly, it is meant for singing. To be simple and very easy to understand, we shall locate the Tamil folk songs. Most of the folk songs in Tamil would not be written and would be sung out of some people while they were indulged in some kinds of works during plowing or during feeding their child or making the child to sleep. It's a kind of lullaby or kind of elegy that is a song sung during a demise. So mostly in the traditional the countries where there are some traditional and historical past, we could notice these kinds of literature, that is these kinds of folk literature prevailed before some long back centuries ago. That is it may be more than 1000 or 2000 centuries. So ballad is one kind of literature past and it is meant particularly for singing. So it was originated around the 15th century. So according to the folk process, we can call it as this ballad is a process by which the songs and stories are passed orally through one person to another person, and as a result of this passage it undergoes an evolution or change. So when I tell or I sing a word, I will be using that word which I am very much acquainted with. So when it is heard by the other spectator, she or he would replace my words with their own words according to their kind of acquaintance. So this takes a transformation. And the authors of ballads are mostly not known. Those ballads, the authors are anonymous, and it will be shared by some kind of community. Okay, what are the characteristics of the ballads? So, first thing is the subject matter. So, what does a ballad deal with? The ballad is nothing but it deals with the stories of a common man. What is happening in the everyday life of a common man. So that will be the subject theme, and the common themes that a ballad focuses is what are the themes we shall see. One is the disappointed love, the love failure or some kind of rejections or breakup or whatever. So there is no satisfaction or fulfillment in a love. Second is jealousy, and jealousy naturally lead to revenge. So when we are jealous upon anyone, we naturally think of how to make them meet downfall. So we start planning for a revenge, and somehow or the other we try to execute it. Then sudden disaster like the earthquake or tsunami or like that. So some natural disasters, even the Great Plague has been a common theme or subject matter of ballad which has been sung during the 14th and 15th centuries. And mostly it will be like adventurous or daring incidents handled by a hero. And most naturally the activities of noble and noblemen. That is, noblemen means He would be of a high rank. He would be like a king or prince or a general who is very much appreciated or celebrated by the people. Okay, coming to the style. So the narrative style of a ballad is very simple and direct. It directly it strikes upon the characters and the story, and it is very much easily understandable. It focuses only on one single incident and not complex incidents or multiple scenes. Will be never seen in ballad. And characters also will be very very minimal amount. There will not be too much of characters to confuse the setting and the song. Description about the writer will also be very much minimum. And story is usually told in the dialogue form, and mostly use of refrain will be uh, more because of the writer makes the spectators or the readers to participate in it. And some information, it is rather implied rather than stated. We can't be told orally, and we can't understand. So instead of explaining or stating something, it is rather than it is implied. The form of ballad, usually it will be in a four line, this is a quatrain, and four metric feet to each line. Each line will be of containing metric feet. It contains rhyme as well, end rhyme, and they are mostly meant for singing alone. So now I shall show you an example. You can see there are only four lines. I have given here two quatrains. Fair young maid all in the garden, strange young man passer by said, Fair maid, will you marry me? This then, sir, was her reply. So we can see the rhyming scheme towards the end of each line. Oh no, kind sir. So what is the reply given by the fair young maid is that, oh no, kind sir, I cannot marry thee, for I have a love who sails all on the sea. He has been gone for 7 years, still no man shall marry me. So she refuses simply. It is very much easily understandable. So a strange young man sees a girl, and he is asking the passerby girl, you look beautiful girl, and will you marry me? And she simply rejects his proposal, saying that she is already in love with some other person, and he is continuously working on sea, and even she doesn't know when will he return, but no man is ready to wait for her, and she'll also marry no man, and she has been waiting long time for his lover alone. So now you can notice the stress laid on each line, each feet. So this is what I gave the explanation a few minutes before. It starts very much, ballad starts very much very quickly. No, there's no need for longer introduction or narration, something like that. The lines are very much easily understandable. There are two types of ballads. One is folk ballad, and another is literary ballad. Folk ballad is nothing but a narrative poem which is orally transmitted, and it tells a story. It focuses only on one particular incident, and folk ballad usually starts with in medias res. In medias res means in the middle, that is from the middle. நடுவில் இருந்து அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். So that is what we call it as in medias res. Whereas literary ballad or these ballads are composed mainly by some poets, and it has some rhyme scheme or style for metrical composition, so it will have a beauty of its own, and it is very much evident that we can easily find that these ballads are written only for the purpose of delight and pleasure and not to teach. We can very much easily understand. So, structure of the ballad, coming to the structure, four lines per stanza, that is a quatrain, and four accented syllables in lines. In each line, there will be some accented syllables, and particularly in 1 3, lines 1 and 3, or 2 and 4, wherever it may be. Rhyme scheme is most probably A, B, C, B. Yeah, oral tradition. So many people seem to be illiterate, and they will try to communicate their ideas through their songs or any medium. So folk ballads, American ballads are mostly related to folk ballads because most of the American ballads deal with the cowboy themes and some folk heroes, the mountainous setting, and people of the rare place like Tennessee or Kentucky or such kinds of regions will be focused, and American ballads are mostly they are categorized under folk ballads. Yes, when did folk ballads or ballads gain popularity in the sense? The answer is probably during the 1960s and 1970s, and the singers like John Baez and Bob Dylan, they made these genre ballads to become popular through their songs. Okay, that's it for today's class. Let us see about the ballads in detail in the next class. Thank you.